What makes you want to get out of bed in the morning? Is it the alarm clock ringing in your ear? Or is it your partner asking you to make them a cup of coffee? Or maybe it's your cat calling you to feed it. Regardless, if the answer to any of these questions is yes, it means that it's motivation which drives you to do things. If you want to learn more about it, stay tuned. Hi, this is Sebastian Antonovich, and on my 5-Minute Psychology channel, I talk about mental health, psychology, and self-development. Many people ask me a lot of questions about the reasons behind their actions and their behaviors. Why do I stay in the same boring job for so many years? Or why am I still married? Or why do I keep drinking so much alcohol when I feel that I don't really want it? The answer behind all of these questions is pretty much the same. It's motivation. But what is motivation really? Well, motivation is the thing that makes us want to get out of bed in the morning and go to work, or eat healthily, or go for a jog, or perhaps even take a glass of water because we are thirsty. Granted, all of these situations, they may be caused by a different type of motivation, but motivation nonetheless. In psychology, there has been a number of definitions and theories behind motivation, starting with Maslow's hierarchy of needs, or drives, biological needs that motivate us to do things. Regardless, we can divide things that motivate us into extrinsic and intrinsic motivations. Let's talk about it for a moment. Intrinsic motivation is everything that we do for the sheer hell of it, because we like it, because enjoy the activity itself. For example, if you go to the gym on a regular basis because you love the feeling of pushing weights, or for example, because you like this feeling that you get while running and being full of oxygen, well, probably this is an intrinsic motivator. But if you go to the gym only because you want to lose weight, or you want to look better, or because you want your muscles to show more, well, this is an extrinsic type of a motivation. We need to understand that the real difference between intrinsic and extrinsic motivations is not really in what we do, but in why we do it. Now let's check if you're able to diagnose correctly whether we are talking about intrinsic or extrinsic motivations, all right? When you join a foreign language course because you love the sound of this language, or you really like the ability, the concept of being able to speak a foreign language that is spoken in a different country, or perhaps because you really enjoy finding the similarities between this foreign language and your mother tongue, what sort of a motivation is it? If you thought this is an intrinsic type of motivation, then you are right. However, if you join a foreign language course because you'd like to have a better chances of getting promoted or getting a new job, or maybe because you would find it so much easier to travel abroad knowing this language, then it's extrinsic motivation. Another example, a little bit more work-related. When you ask your manager to give you some additional tasks to do because you would like your manager to notice you as an employee, or you'd like to be admired by others, or perhaps because you think it's a great chance of getting a bonus, can you guess what type of a motivation are we talking about here? Well, if you think it's an extrinsic type of motivation, very well done. However, if you ask your manager to give you some extra tasks because you really enjoy what you do and you really feel that it's a must to be able to do your job right and to work effectively and to bring some benefit for the company, well, if this is something that drives you to ask your manager for some extra additional activities, well, this is intrinsic type of motivation. And maybe one more example. If you go running very often, on a regular basis, let's say 3-5 times per week, because you think it's healthy, or because you want your clothes to fit you better, or because you want to have better chances at Grindr, well, in such situation, probably this is an extrinsic type of motivation. However, if you go for a run because you really enjoy spending time in nature, or because you really like the fact that so much oxygen is inhaled and it's being pumped by your heart into your veins, this is a very good example of an intrinsic motivation. So the question remains, why should you care what type of a motivation it is? I mean, after all, intrinsic as well as extrinsic motivations are equally good for us, right? Wrong. The difference is that intrinsic motivation lasts for longer. It's much stronger means of motivation. It makes us do things without even noticing that we are doing something, that this is a chore, that this is something tiring. No, when the motivation is intrinsic from within, from inside of us, then everything we do is kind of a pleasure. Can you imagine a situation like this when absolutely everything you do makes you feel better? Extrinsic motivation, however, it is effective, but in a different way. You go to work because you need to get some money to pay the rent and to buy food for your children. Yes, work can give you some extra satisfaction as well, but still the main reason why you go to work, I'm guessing, is to get money. And well, let's compare two situations. Sitting for 8 hours in front of your computer doing some Excel non-stop for these 8 hours, or spending 8 hours in front of your tablet searching for the right place to plant your miscanthus grass. Which one is going to be giving you more pleasure? Is it going to be this work that you do to get your salary, or something that you wanted to do yourself? Definitely, the intrinsic motivation is a stronger and a more pleasant one. So what brought you to my channel to watch this video? Was it a type of a intrinsic or extrinsic motivation? Let me know in the comments and I'll speak to you next time.